Good morning. Happy Vlogmas Day 6, I think. Anyway, I have been tagged in the Vlogmagram tag, which I am so excited about. This is how this works if you are new to the Vlogmagram tag. It was created by Shawn and Heather together. I will link them below and the original videos and all the info. Basically, someone sends you a message asking 3 questions that are specific only to you. So this is not a normal tag where everyone answers the same questions. The questions are specific to you. And then you answer the questions, which I'm about to do in a second, and then you tag 2 people and you ask them each 3 specific questions that are only for them. Here are the answers to my questions that Heather has asked me. Okay, so Heather's first question, based on a recent conversation we had where I freaked myself out about nothing, was essentially like, what is a time when you have like gotten yourself super worked up and super panicked, and it was like literally all in your imagination, which she is correct, I do all the freaking time. So this is a story I've actually told before, so I apologize if it's a repeat, but it's like literally the best example of how I do this all the time. So if you guys watched my video from like 2 days ago, you see that sometimes I do reservations at a house. It is basically like an event space that people can rent for weddings, parties, whatever. And it's totally haunted, like for real. So my background knowledge on this house is 1, that it's haunted, and 2, that one of the most interesting cases, I would say, of people being freaked out by the house is one time when there were some people working there, and all these people are just like kind of like hard-working, physical labor sort of people, not intimidated by ghosts or all in their head or any sort of thing where they would be the people that would get worked up about nothing. Like, that is me, full disclosure, but not them, right? And so they're working upstairs in the bedrooms doing some stuff, and they just hear like this slide bang, right? And it like is kind of weird, and they go out and check, and like nobody else is there. There's like literally nothing that could be making that noise. Okay, they go back to working, whatever. Well, the noise is like literally following them, like getting closer and closer to them. And like they do a bit more checking, again, it's nothing. Well, finally that noise, that slide bang, like follows them into the room they are working in, freaks them the crap out, and they like exit through a window like onto the roof or something like that. It freaked them out enough where they escaped onto the roof. So that's my prior knowledge. Okay, so I'm on YouTube. This is like a year ago. I'm trying to show my viewers that like, hey, I have a lot of side gigs, and one of them is doing reservations. And so I'm just like taking footage of the house and of me, like, as I'm kind of doing my job. And like, I think this was after an event. Yeah, it was definitely after an event. It was my job to clean the house. So basically I'm like a glorified custodian, okay? So I am mopping the floor. So, yeah, I'm just like living my best life, mopping the floor, acting like a cleaning lady. And I record myself mopping. Okay, that's all good. I put my phone away, and then I like actually do the mopping, because you can't actually mop and film yourself at the same time. So I'm just mopping along, trying to get done with my work. And all of a sudden, I hear essentially the same sound that I mentioned previously that was witnessed by those other people like years ago, which is there's like a slide bang, and I'm getting real freaked out. Because already in this house, I'm at a heightened state. Like, I enter at a heightened state, okay? Because I do live in my head a lot, and my imagination has not recovered from childhood. Like, I still have an imagination that just, like, runs away with itself, and I can't control it, okay? So I'm already heightened. And then I'm hearing this bang, bang. I'm like, holy shit. Like, this is the same situation that happened years ago, and now I'm here, and it's happening to me. And so I just, like, you know, like, I think I was 35 at the time. Like, okay, like, I'm 35 freaking years old. I'm not scared of a ghost. Okay? But, I don't actually want to stay in the house with the ghost either. So I go out to the porch, and the sound follows me. Like, it sounds like somebody is mopping with me. I mean, to be fair, it is about time that the old Mrs. Weaver starts helping out around the Weaver house. She should be mopping, okay? She should be, right? Because we've been taking care of it all the time, glorified custodians, and what does she do? Haunts the house, doesn't do anything, okay? The sound is freaking following me outside. Like, someone is mopping with me outside. And I'm like, okay, you know what? This is a side gig. It's with the parks. I don't make a lot of money at this job. It is not worth it for me to be haunted by a ghost. So I am just, like, analyzing the situation and just, like, figuring out, like, okay, I can clean another time. There is not an event coming up in the immediate future where it has to be cleaned today. It is going to be okay, and the world will survive if I come back at a later date to finish cleaning. So I'm like, all right, what do I need? And I run through this thing. This is my thing, right? So I know Heather sometimes talks about, like, forgetting backpacks and stuff. Like, I have, like, these verbal thoughts in my head that I run through. And one of them that is often something I do, keys, cell phone, wallet, okay? So I'm going through my list. Keys, check. I have them with me. Like, there's no reason for me to go back into the house. My keys are with me. I'm basically trying to figure out what can I just run with. Okay, next is cell phone, okay? Where's my cell phone? Like, seriously, like, where did I put it down? Because I'm always losing that thing. Like, that needs to, well, it actually does have an alarm thing on my watch that I can, like, figure out where my phone is, but don't know where it is. Oh, pat my butt. It's in my butt pocket, okay? So I pull it out, and what is on the screen? What is on the screen is the previous video of me mopping playing at full blast. I've never heard my phone be so loud. So this mopping ghost is not, in fact, a ghost, but a replaying YouTube video in my butt pocket, or a clip that was going to be used for a YouTube video. We're safe. I'm safe. Life is good. I am dying laughing at myself and the way that I've worked myself so much over a video clip that I myself recorded for my YouTube channel. So I decide that this is hilarious. Like, this is, I have outdone myself in craziness. Like, this is a crazy story that everyone in the world needs to know, okay? So I start to record myself being like, hey guys, listen to what just happened. Like, this is hilarious. Well, even if the situation with the ghost was not actually a ghost, but my butt pocket playing, it was like what I call as the butt ghost, because it was essentially my phone. It was my butt being the ghost. But the story doesn't end there, because I'm recording myself telling the people on the interweb about this hilarious thing that just happened to me, and my phone by itself switches in mid-sentence to slow motion. So, was there actually a ghost there? My phone has done this a few times. My phone has done this only at the Weaver house. Or one time when I was filming a YouTube clip where I was talking about God. And I think that's it. Otherwise, I know how to start a video clip in regular motion, and I know how to start it in slow motion. I do not, for the life of me, know how to switch it to slow motion halfway through, and I've tried plenty of times. So I'm just saying, maybe there was more than just a butt ghost. All right, question number 2 is actually from Anwin, who is my cat Amelia's #1 fangirl. So here's the question. Anwin basically asked if Amelia could talk, what would she say? And I wanted to give Anwin like a really funny answer, like, I want blueberry pizza, or like, hey girl, you're looking good today, or something that was just like hilarious. But I've decided to go the serious route and actually translate for you from Amelia language to American English. So I will put in a little picture of Amelia as I kind of guide you through the nuances of Amelia's communication and her preferred language. All right, this is Amelia speak for I am very happy right now. This is Amelia speak for hey. So those are all the sounds that I could get Amelia to say, like, on audio, like, that I could capture. But maybe later, if I catch her doing other stuff, I will include it in a future video. And also for the one where Amelia is basically just saying, hey, you're gonna have to blast your volume on that one. Okay, final question that I have been asked by Heather. Essentially, she knows that I am a cheating vegan or a vegetarian that rarely has dairy and eggs. There has to be a word for that, like a wannabe vegan, but regardless, she was asking me for vegan recipes. So I will give you 2, Heather. The first one is like, you are just lazy and not feeling it, and you just need something quick that is like literally so amazing, and you just can't be bothered to cook. Okay, I got you. Take a sweet potato, slice it into like thin rounds, and put them on top of parchment, and put some salt, some roasted garlic powder, and whatever else you want, but that's probably good. Those are my like 2 main ones. And then you put it in the oven at 425. So you can do the calculations because I don't know what that is, for 20 minutes. Okay, cool. Live your best life. Then you take them out, and the sweet potato rounds are just like roasted, and they're soft, and they're just oh so good. Then, because I said I'm a wannabe vegan, I take chipotle aioli, and I use that as a dipping sauce, and it is just like heaven in your mouth. However, because aioli contains egg, we are gonna do the vegan version, which is that you can take vegan mayo and put in some of this chipotle hot sauce, mix it all up, and you have a very similar thing that is just amazing and like not really cooking, because you're literally just putting it in the oven and doing other things like as you wait for it to be in the oven. So yes, I will show you a real recipe, which is in my beautiful recipe book that is almost empty, because basically I have this binder of recipes that is from before my vegetarian days, and I am going through that and going through some vegan cookbooks that I have, and when I find a recipe that is amazing, I am adding it to the recipe box. And because this is a new thing, there's literally like 2 recipes in here, but I got you. So I also have these adorable recipe cards that I got on Etsy. So let's go to the main dish section. I will put the actual recipe below so you can see the legit initial version. So this is one of my favorite recipes from before my vegetarian days. And I have basically created like a vegan version of it. And it is called enchilada pasta. Basically, you're gonna take some sort of like vegetarian protein, like some sort of like meat crumble sort of a thing, and you are just like putting that on the stove, and you're adding like onions and peppers and like a can of chilies, some chili powder, some cumin, and then green enchilada sauce, red enchilada sauce. You're just like mixing it all up in there. It's just like you know, get an extra amazing. And then you're gonna throw in some pasta, so whatever you want. The recipe calls for penne. I also really like those giant screws, like not the rotini, but like, I don't know, I feel like they start with a C, where it's like a more jumbo corkscrew. Those are superb. You get like the perfect mush in your mouth. So anyway, so that's like the pasta. Like, you're making this sauce on the stove, putting it on the pasta, and then you can top the pasta with like anything Mexican. So like, you can have like vegan cheese, you can put like chopped avocado on top, you could put some vegan sour cream. Yeah, it is just like so good. I could eat this like all day, every day, all the time. So if this is something you think you would like, I totally feel like you should make it on Vlogmas, and then have Anwyn be the judge of like how many stars she would give it and what like taste notes or something that she is discovering in there, and like, would she recommend it to a friend, or like how would she alter the recipe to more perfectly suit her tastes. Yeah, I feel like we need like a cooking show. So those are my answers.
All right, so work is done. I am going on a walk, and I am going to be asking my Vlogmagram questions along the way. So the two people I have tagged are Didi and Sarah from Your True Shelf. All right, Didi, you're first. I was gonna make these questions very funny in the way that Heather did at first, but these are actually just quite nosy questions. And my first one for you, Didi, is kind of for past Didi. So you've just moved to France for the first time. You've just gotten there. What is a culture shock that you experienced that you were not quite prepared for? And in a related question, I suppose, everyone in different countries does things differently. What is something that is done in France that you think is way better and that the US should also do in this way? Or what is some sort of way things are designed that is just a better design in France compared to the United States? All right, Didi, second question. So a bookish foodie sort of person has traveled to Europe and is joining you in Normandy for a day. Where would you take them? What would you do? Plan like the perfect day for someone who is visiting you. All right, Didi, final question, which is a series of questions actually. So I feel like you're someone who has traveled loads everywhere, all over. So I want you to think about the United States. What is your favorite place to visit in the United States besides your home? And second of all, what's your favorite place in France to visit? And third of all, just expanding it to the entire world, what's one of your favorite like cities or places that you would like to visit and have visited before and just like absolutely love? All right, Sarah, your questions are quite nosy as well. Okay, Sarah, first question. So I know you're a doctor and all that stuff. You help people. It's amazing. Okay, but imagine that your life has turned into a game of The Sims. And you can basically like kind of play around with making different life choices without having them actually impact your current life at all. What would you choose as a career? Okay, Sarah, another career sort of question. But this would also pertain to jobs that you've done, like when you were in secondary school or whatever. But I am just curious because I was thinking about my life and the weird butt things that I have been paid to do. So I am curious, basically, what's the most unique, unusual, bizarre task that you have ever had to do and you were paid to do it? Whatever that means to you. Okay, Sarah, and finally, you can travel anywhere you want for free. No money, doesn't matter, okay? Where would you go if you were traveling solo? Where would you travel if it was you and your husband? And where would you travel if it was you, your husband, and your kids? Let me know. So Sarah and Didi, essentially you are going to answer my questions if you choose, and then you are going to send a Vlogmagram to 2 other people and ask them specific questions that are only for them. So different questions for each person. Okay, so I just walked into my apartment and I got the mail like on my way in, and I didn't catch it on film, but like, oh my gosh, there were just 3 deer like just running down the road, like in my apartment complex. Like, I do not live in the middle of nowhere. Like, I live in a city in an apartment complex, and the deer were just like booking it down the road. So my stickers came in. I don't know if you guys remember a few days ago I talked about well, over the past few days I talked about how for the spread of my favorites, I like did outlines of books and then put the titles in, but like they're actually going to be replaced by a sticker. So the stickers arrived, and the person actually included a bookmark as well, and then 2 bonus stickers. So this little like stack of books with plants, a bike with mountains, and then these are the stickers. So they're super tiny. I hope that I measured correctly when I made my spread, but regardless, it's gonna be amazing. So let me take one out so you can see it better. They're just like itty bitty. I feel like they are gonna be so cute in my journal. And then I think that if I have enough money, what I might do is every time I read a book, I'll put this in the corner and then also like write about it. But then I would need to print more, or I can just print them out and glue them in like just regular.